In the heart of bustling New York's Long Island, where towering skyscrapers kiss the sky, lies a chilling secret that shatters the illusion of this vibrant metropolis. Beyond the glamorous facade of the city's success, a sinister darkness lurks, revealing a terrifying truth that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Welcome to the haunting case of the Gilgo Beach serial killings, where the remains of up to 18 souls were discovered, each one holding a haunting story of their own. Between 1996 and 2011, most of the victims were sex workers, their lives intertwined with the shadows of Craigslist. As the city went about its daily life, unbeknownst to many, a faceless predator was lurking, preying on the vulnerable, leaving behind a trail of terror. Who was this relentless monster, or was it monsters? And how did they evade capture for so long? Even the most seasoned investigators found themselves facing an adversary whose cunning surpassed all expectations. With every twist and turn, they stumbled upon new leads, uncovering a web of deception, betrayal, and secrets that seemed to penetrate the very heart of Long Island's thriving community. Do watch the full video as we venture deep into the heart of the mystery, in search of answers that may finally unveil the identity of the Long Island serial killer. The first discovery came on December 11, 2010, when the remains of Melissa Barthelemy were found near Oak Beach. Her tragic fate was intertwined with that of the Gilgo Four, including Maureen Brainerd, Barnes, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, whose remains were found within a quarter of a mile from each other. These four courageous women were mothers, daughters, and sisters, drawn into a dangerous world of sex work, hoping to make ends meet. They all met a horrifying fate, strangled by the hands of a cold-blooded killer, but the horrors did not end there. In March and April 2011, 6 more sets of remains were discovered in Suffolk and Nassau counties, painting an even darker picture. Among them was the victim identified as Jessica Taylor, whose remains had been found in Manorville years earlier. The Long Island serial killer's modus operandi was chillingly precise. Many of the bodies were dismembered with an eerie level of proficiency, leading investigators to believe that the killer had access to tools such as hacksaws and electric saws, possibly due to his trade as a carpenter. The killer seemed to possess detailed knowledge of law enforcement techniques, skillfully avoiding detection and leaving behind minimal evidence. His victims, petite and vulnerable, were discarded along the Ocean Parkway near Gilgo and Oak Beach, making it seem like he knew the area well. As the haunting mystery of the Gilgo Beach serial killings unfolded, law enforcement faced the daunting task of unraveling the enigma behind the Long Island serial killer known as Lisk. The search for truth led them down a dark and treacherous path. The first disturbing revelation came in 2010 when Shannon Gilbert, a 24-year-old woman, disappeared after making a frantic 911 call claiming she was being pursued. Her disappearance prompted an intensive search of the area near Ocean Parkway, leading to the discovery of 4 victims known as the Gilgo Four. Detective John Malia and his cadaver dog, Blue, played a crucial role in the investigation, discovering the remains of Melissa Barthelemy and 3 other victims near Gilgo Beach. The proximity of the bodies pointed to a single killer operating in the shadows. The investigation took a sinister turn when partial remains of Jessica Taylor were found in 2011, along with the remains of an unidentified toddler and an Asian person. The discovery hinted at the possibility of more than one killer. As the pieces of the puzzle came together, law enforcement faced challenges, with former police chief James Burke's alleged obstruction of the FBI's involvement further complicating the case. But the determined detectives continued their pursuit of justice, announcing that one person was likely responsible for all 10 murders. The killer's deep knowledge of the area and forensic techniques helped him elude capture. In the quest to identify the victims and possibly the killer, authorities turned to groundbreaking techniques such as genetic genealogy. This approach yielded crucial breakthroughs, including the identification of Valerie Mack, also known as Melissa Taylor. As the years passed, a chilling theory emerged. suggesting that the killer may have ties to law enforcement. His intricate understanding of police procedures seemed to enable him to remain undetected. And in September 2017, a new suspect emerged, John Bittrolff, a carpenter from Manorville, Long Island, convicted of murdering 2 sex workers. He was suspected of being involved in the Gilgo Beach murders. The resemblance between the crime scenes and his known murders raised eyebrows. Bittrolff's arrest in 2014 came after his DNA was found on 2 murdered women, Rita Tangredi and Colleen McNamee. These 2 cases dated back to 1993 and 1994, respectively, providing a possible connection to the Gilgo Beach murders. The carpenter from Manorville, Long Island, lived merely 3 miles from where the torsos of 2 Gilgo Beach victims, Jessica Taylor and Valerie Mack, were discovered. Known for his hunting hobby and access to tools like hacksaws and electric saws, his proficiency with dismembering bodies was of particular interest to investigators. Despite the mounting evidence, Bittrolff's attorney rejected the prosecutor's assertion, and the Suffolk County Police remained cautious due to the ongoing homicide investigation. Then, in July 2023, the investigation took an unexpected turn with the arrest of Rex Heuermann. The 59-year-old architect from Massapequa Park on Long Island was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of second-degree murder linked to the deaths of Melissa Barthelme, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. He was also the prime suspect in Maureen Brainerd, Barnes's death. Investigators uncovered that Heuermann had been in contact with 3 of the 4 victims through his cell phone records. His online activity raised alarm bells as he allegedly searched for sadistic materials, child pornography, and images of the victims and their relatives. DNA evidence, including hair found near the victims, linked Heuermann to the crime scenes. However, his wife's DNA was also found, with investigators confirming she was out of town during the killings. Upon obtaining a search warrant for Rex Heuermann's residence, investigators found more than they had anticipated. Deep within the confines of his house, they uncovered a hidden, soundproof room, raising alarm bells for law enforcement. This chilling revelation hinted at a sinister side to Heuermann, a side that was meticulously concealed from the outside world. But the shocking revelations did not end there. As they continued their search, the authorities stumbled upon an arsenal of weapons, leaving them with troubling questions about Heuermann's intentions and potential involvement in the heinous crimes that had taken place on Long Island. As the investigation into these prime suspects continues, the unsettling question remains. Could there be more than one killer responsible for the chilling reign of terror at Gilgo Beach? The chilling tale of the Gilgo Beach serial killings has taken us on a journey through darkness and despair as we explored the lives of the victims and the twisted minds of the prime suspects. But as we conclude this chapter, the enigma of the Long Island serial killer lingers on. The prime suspects, John Bittrolff and Rex Heuermann, emerged as haunting figures in this dark tale, their lives intersecting with the lives of the victims, leaving us with lingering questions about their motives and connections. As we close this chapter, we must remember that the Long Island serial killer's reign of terror may not be confined to just these names. The unsettling possibility of more than one killer continues to shroud the case in mystery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any updates on this spine, chilling investigation, and other gripping true crime mysteries. Thank you for joining us on this haunting journey. Together, we shall uncover the truth and shed light on the darkest corners of the human psyche.